This episode is sponsored by Simply Safe. More info on them later. We are about to do more demolition than the entire Demolition Ranch channel has ever done. Dang, that's an abandoned mansion. Welcome to Renovation Ranch, and we are renovating an abandoned mansion. And today, well, today for you guys, not to... Echo! Weird. Echo! I feel like there's like an auditorium around me, like it's all echoing back off all the rock. Today for you guys, tomorrow for me, we are gonna start doing probably the most serious demolition that we have done to this house so far. We are gonna start removing stone. And something to note about this stone is, well, we knew we were gonna have to remove some because the OSB, all the sheathing on the back is all rotten because, well, these windows have been broken out for 20 years probably, and they've just been getting rained on. That rain has been rotting the wood, and the only way to get the wood out is to take the rock off, take the wood off, put new wood back up. So all the studs, well, 98% of the studs are good, but about 75% of the sheathing is either completely rotten or questionable and just not really waterproof anymore. So we decided to go big and take all the stone off the entire house and redo all the sheathing on the entire house. After calculating it, it was a little bit more of an expense, but it would make the entire outside of the house completely waterproof, perfect, and we would be able to sleep easy at night knowing we did the right thing, we did it once, we did it right. The problem is all of this beautiful stonework on this house is gonna come down. But that does open up a lot of other opportunities in the fact that if we're taking all the rock down, we're not like stuck having a window there and a window there and a window there. We can do whatever we want. Any shape windows, anything like that, which there are already those 3 windows right there. They're all in the master bath and they hit me about in the belly button. And this is the front of the house where cars will drive up. So you can imagine that would be awkward if someone came up to your house and you're in the master bath, especially if you're a female and they can see your belly buttoning up. So we were gonna change some of those anyway, but now we get to literally do anything we want if we remove all the stone. So long story short, we're tearing all the stone off and we're starting that process tomorrow. So I'll see you guys there in about 1 second. Hey, so over here, we're just testing to see what is under this rock and how hard it is to get off. So we're just kind of busting up this corner to kind of see what we have to work with. We're gonna build a little scaffolding now so it's not so unsafe because now we're getting to the taller stuff where it's gonna try to fall on us. It's fun, it's warm. Okay, that's what we got accomplished today. So the plan today was basically just to see how it went and also for me to kind of learn how to tear down a stone wall. Never done it before. It's actually pretty interesting because they basically obviously build it up from the bottom and the bottom stones support the top stones. So once you start knocking those out, stuff will just kind of start falling. But there are little anchors in the walls that sort of hold it up there as well. And yeah, we got that much done today. Made quite a big mess. A lot of the bricks broke and shattered. That's just kind of how it goes. We're gonna try to reuse as many as we can. So we're trying to keep them from being too shattered. We got about 75-80% of them down without breaking them up too bad. So that was about, I don't know, 2 hours of work. And we tried some different tools to see, and apparently every wall is put up differently. So we didn't really know what we were getting into. Now we know. We will come out here again and tackle it another day. I know there are a lot of people who are gonna be wondering why we decided to tear down the rock on the entire house. And rest assured, we're gonna put it back, but it's because of this. I mean, this was the stuff that was behind it. And you know, it's 20 years old, but this wasn't bad. It's just, it's not great. But what you can see that rust on that nail there and that rust on that nail, and how none of these boards look new? That's because they all have water damage. All of them. This is mold, this dark stuff is water damage. All these boards are soft and not doing what they need to do to the best of their abilities. So we wanted to just go ahead and tear down all the rock, remove all of this sheathing, all of the waterproofing, put it all up again, and have basically a brand new outside of the house. Everything on the outside, I think, is going to be totally brand new and waterproof, and it's going to be done right, which I think a lot of this house was done right, but not all of it. And then the broken windows definitely didn't help. Okay, another day. I will see you guys sometime soon. For you, it'll be like a second. Bye! Good morning, Demolition. So after they taught me how to do the jackhammering on the house, I decided, well, I can go do this. I can figure it out. So I went and bought myself a jackhammer. I know nothing about electric jackhammers, so don't judge me if it's not the perfect one that you would buy. I'm doing what I can, okay? Cool, no assembly required. Let's see if it works. It's gonna be fun. This actually would be a great time to thank Renovation Ranch's channel sponsor of the day. Have you ever lost sleep at night because you are not 100% protected in your home? Have you ever wanted your home to be even safer? Have you looked for ways to protect your family? Have you ever thought about installing an alarm system? Has your house ever been hit by a meteor? Have you ever been attacked by a bear? If you answered yes to any of those questions, Simply Safe is for you. Disclaimer, Simply Safe cannot actually protect against all those things. Well, I guess it actually... bears hate alarms. Simply Safe is incredibly effective and reliable home security to make sure your house is safe. If there's ever an issue, it's professionally monitored 24/7, and they will make sure the police get called. What I love about the Simply Safe system is it's completely customizable. Whether you're in a 400 square foot apartment or a 4,000 square foot big house, you can make this work for you. And the cool part is you don't have to have a special crew install it. You can install it. It all installs with double-sided tape or a little household tool, screwdriver, that kind of thing. Super easy to make this work for your situation. This is your home base. This is a freeze sensor, panic button. You have motion detectors. You have glass break sensors. You have small and sleek sensors for every window and door. You have cameras. You can configure as many cameras as you need in your house. This is your control pad that goes in your house. They also have key fobs like this, so you can easily
alarm off.
Turn it off whenever you want. I feel very safe in my house. I think my house is pretty secure, but why not add that extra layer of protection to make sure that your house and your family is as safe as can be? And what's good for you guys is they have fair and honest prices. It's only like 50 cents a day and no contract. So if you're not 100% satisfied with Simply Safe, you're not locked into like a 2-year deal with some company that you don't want to be with anymore. They have a super easy and intuitive system to not only set up, but also to use. It's equipped for worst case scenarios. It's really a win-win for everybody. I'm gonna leave a link in the description below, simplysafe.com/offtheranch, and you can go learn more information about how you can get this system for your own home and increase your safety. And also, we really appreciate them being a sponsor because this video is about to get expensive. You'll see. This is where we get our power. Oh yeah. But does it chisel? I'm gonna go take my Batman shirt off and put on some long sleeves because it is sunny out here and I don't want to burn. And then you and me are gonna get super sweaty and dirty together. Not like that. Well, a little bit like that. I'm tired. This thing's actually pretty cool, this little jackhammer. I've never actually played with one, but let me show you kind of how it works. So for instance, this rock right here is totally stuck, right? But all you have to do is really just knock it up in like one location. And so it just started breaking the cement down there, but picked the whole thing up and cracked it away from the cement, and then it all comes apart. So it's hooked on all edges, but once you get it moving here, that thing will just break all the other edges of the cement, the mortar, and then it all comes apart. That one was obviously one of the easiest ones because there was no weight on top of it. When you're over here trying to get this one out, it has that weight on top of it. It's also carrying the weight of the whole column, so it gets a little trickier. My arms are getting really tired. I think I'm gonna have to take a break for a while and come back maybe after lunch and work on this some more. God, that took forever. I need some friends. That's what I need. Hey, Demolition, I need about 400 of you to bring your jackhammers and come over here, and we'll all hammer on the wall. What time can you make it? Saturday? You be here? Cool. Go ahead, RSVP below. I'm just kidding. Don't show up at my house, please. It actually probably would work really well, but we got it under control. This wall is slowly but surely coming down, and then that wall, and that wall, and that wall. All the walls. Oh, for those interested, I'm loving the Ram. I'm loving the Cummins. All right, I'll see you guys on another day. Bye! Sorry about the wind. It's a little windy today. This is Matt Reisinger. You guys have seen him before.
Hey, what's up, guys? Thanks for having me, Matt.
And you guys haven't really got a close-up look of this stuff yet. Matt came out today to see the damage. We obviously have some guys helping me knock this rock down because it would take me like 90 years to do it by myself. And I gotta say, Matt,
it's pretty bad, Matt.
I'm getting kind of worried too.
It's pretty bad. I think, I'll tell you what, Matt, you made the right decision is the only thing I can say.
Yeah, and it's a double-edged sword, I think, because I definitely feel like we're going backwards pulling the rock down because like looking at this rock, it's so pretty. Like it looks like it's perfect.
Yeah.
But then you can see once we look behind the rock, it's terrible.
So everybody thinks that the rock, the stone, the siding on your house is your waterproofing. And in fact, it's not. It's just keeping the UV rays off the house, and it's pretty porous when it comes to water. And now that we've taken that beautiful rock off, you can see the massive amount of damage. And this is a good example, Matt, right here. Like you've got some overhang, and usually overhangs are good for a house, but classic mistake by the builder, this overhang transitions into a soffit right here, and there was no way for that water to weep out that got behind it. The window is probably also leaking a little bit of water back there. And look how destroyed that soffit is.
And
right
that's
there.
Something we never would have seen.
You would never seen.
We would have never opened that up to go, oh, it's all rotten under there.
That's right.
You know, we wondered, but we didn't know. And now we know. So I do feel a lot better seeing that,
take it off,
this
Matt.
was the right call, but it still like hurts me to see the house look so bad right now.
Now, another good example of this, Matt, there's a part of your master that I saw as we were walking around a minute ago.
Let's go look at that.
Let's go look at that.
That's interesting.
Look at this OSB back here. It looks beautiful. It's like perfect, like the day the guys installed it.
It looks brand new.
Mostly anyways. But let's go
that's
see.
Actually good. You can actually see that's what it really looks like.
That's really what
fresh.
It is. Yep.
But it looks pretty close to brand new for being 20-year-old OSB.
Now, on the other hand, let's go outside and see what that looks like. These little metal things right here, these are galvanized corrugated ties that they nail into studs, and then they put those in between the courses of rock to hold the rock on the building. And this little thing right here is called your brick ledge or your stone lug in the foundation. So that's your structural foundation.
All
they
the
lay
weight
up
rests
the stone.
on that.
All the weight's on there, that's right. And just like a brick install, they're installing this with a little bit of an air gap back there. And then they had the house wrap on behind that, which was doing a pretty good job. However, look, you can see that there's some areas that were getting some water back there. Now, we don't know why this area is worse than another. I don't think there was a sprinkler head here, and that was never being used. It could be some splashback, possibly, but we're pretty high here. But what's interesting is that it looked perfect on one side and not as perfect on this side. Now, this is not rot, though. This is really more like mold.
And, yeah, I mean, it's pretty solid. This is also, we're looking at this wall because this is probably the best exterior wall in the house. The OSB here looks better here than it does, I think, anywhere else, and it's still not good.
Not perfect. No, you got to rip all this off. The beauty of ripping all this off, though, Matt, is now we can go back with a product that's going to be both watertight, airtight, and insulated. We're going to be using Huber's Zip R system on the whole outside of your house to resheath it. It's going to be structural. It makes waterproofing really easy, and it's a bomber air sealing.
Look forward to making this house not a piece of junk, and I appreciate your help. Thanks for coming by today.
Let's make it a real mansion, not an abandoned mansion.
Let's do it.
Thanks for having me, Matt.
Also, later today, I'm coming back with Meredith. Meredith has not seen any of the rock off the house yet, so she's probably gonna freak out a bit. Hey, Mare.
Hi.
Are you worried?
A little bit, yes.
Yeah? Mare has not seen any of the progress from part whatever this is.
Is it
Well, yeah.
classified as progress?
No, I saw it the day before yesterday.
Probably not. This is the house. Remember how it used to look like a castle? Not so much.
This is a little bit terrifying.
I haven't really showed these guys everything either, so we're gonna go do a walk around with Mare and explore together. Okay, Addie, if you'll just clear a path, we'll go through the front door. Oh, we can't make it through the front door anymore. Well, remember when we first bought this place, how we couldn't go through the front door? We're back to that. Thoughts, Mare? Okay, well.
I really, just no words.
There's a lot of weird emotions going through me right now, where I know this is the right thing to do, but it does not feel
I can do it.
right.
I can do it.
You can do it? All right, little mountain climber. Good job. I do know one thing a lot of people are gonna be upset about is the big entryway. Some people are gonna love that. It definitely wasn't our thing. Even the people who are like, well, it wasn't their thing, they're still gonna be mad because it got destroyed when they brought it down.
Why? Were they careful, or?
I wasn't here when it came down, but I assume they were like, we could get a crane in here, or we could just knock it down. And so I assume they just said, let's just knock it down, and it totally cracked. But also took a bit of the wall with it. See, we're at a little bit of angle there on our front door. Just needs a little shim. It's fine. This house was sort of pieced together, and so it was done differently. So the kind of rock where I was taking off the wall, the stone, was right there. That's the kind of wall they had behind it. They also had parts of it with this, which is it's like chicken wire. It's what you put under stucco. And so this was way harder for them to break all the rock off because the concrete was hooked to the metal all on the back. My concrete was only hooked with these little tabs here. This was all hooked everywhere, which made it much harder to get down. And I'll show you where they ran into an issue. So when I was doing it, I could just bust up near one rock and it would fall out, and I'd bust up near another one, it'd fall out. Theirs was all hooked down. They tried to hook all at once. They tried to strap to the wall and pull it all down. Instead, they just totally snapped the 2x6 in half. So that's good. Our stairs, they put this strap up here and this 2x6 up here to try to hold it now, since they kind of knocked a pretty big stud out there. That's gonna need a little work, Mare. This is the look of fear.
What if we're in here and then just this whole house collapsed on us?
That is a worry. That's a concern, yes.
Oh my God.
I helped.
This house is scarier than it was. It's more dangerous.
It definitely is more dangerous now. And scarier. Yep, I agree with all that. We are now on the back porch, where they have also removed all of the stone. Hey, Mare.
I really just got.
The first time we started pulling it off, I was like, the rock is really the only part of this house that looked good.
Made it look like a house.
Yeah, like it looked like a house. And like the studs are all good, the foundation's all good. I mean, a lot of the piping and wiring we're gonna probably reuse. But like the rock looks so good. And now it's like we ripped off all the best looking part of the house.
None of it matched, so that's debatable, but
I like that part. But I mean, here's the deal, Mayor. Rotten, rotten, rotten. Like everything is trashed. And I mean, like this is perfect example right here where you can see that is OSB on the outside. Totally rotten right there, all rotten. It's just, I wish I had a ladder. I can get up there and touch it. It's all just flaky, I'm sure. But then that is like a header board right there. Totally rotten and gone, which we would have never seen that. We wouldn't have taken all the rock off. So it was definitely the right call, like 100% the right call, but it just totally hurts to see the house look like this. It'll make it so much better when it looks good though, and we know it's 100% and not like a, hopefully it's good. And not just covered up and we'll find out later, but ugh, it's crazy. I just wanted to pick at this board here.
Oh my goodness.
oh gosh.
Went straight through a 2x12. That board's probably not gonna be reusable, Mayor. I don't know, we'll probably leave it. So trashed, so trashed. Careful, dude. But the good thing is, all the rocks that we can save, we have been saving. And so we're gonna put these back up. We clean all the mortar off and they will go back into the build. They'll go back into the house, which is cool. I kind of wanted to like retain some of that original, some of that original house in this build, but like, it's just, I mean, it's clear looking at that it all needed to come down. Also, this needs to come down. There's more demolition to be had. So, hey guys, we are freaking out a little bit. Anybody, have anything really nice to say that would make us feel better? We'd love to hear that in the comments below, because I definitely like have this like sinking feeling in my stomach that we made a mistake. I still don't think we did, but like before I was like 100% in.
Matt's starting to get worried that I'm gonna get to say I told you so.
No, that'll never happen. But I was like 100% in. Now I'm like, oh, maybe we should have just not done that. Maybe we could have let this one
Anyone
go.
want to buy a house?
Yeah, we'll make
Wanna
a
buy
good
it?
deal. No, we're in. I'm 80% still sure that this is a good decision.
I'll sell it to you. Just come talk to me. I'll sell it to you.
Someday. All right, on to the next Renovation Ranch episode, probably coming in a few weeks. I'll bring you back when all the rock is down and we get a little bit further in this process. Because right now we have still a decent amount of rock to go. Probably about 40% of the house still has stone on it. So soon. Thank you for watching Renovation Ranch. We are worried and we love you.
And we'll see you next time.
And we'll see you next time.